Hello heart seekers and nature lovers. Welcome to Andean Medicine YouTube channel. I wanted to make a video about all the benefits and the transformative power that nature and Andean medicine has to offer you. If you are new to this channel, please like or subscribe so that we can stay in touch and you'll receive notifications every time we send out a new video. So maybe you have watched some videos above in my YouTube channel, maybe you've seen the workshops that are advertised on my website, or maybe you're just new to this path and you're curious about, what does Andean medicine and engaging with nature have to offer me beyond what I already know, right? Most of us go for walks in nature and we feel so good afterwards, or we go to the sea and we feel better. We know nature is such a gift to us, but there is much, much more. That is just the tip of the iceberg. And so I wanted to make this video in no particular order of all the things that I could think of that I've noticed in myself and in my clients, and there are lots more, but these are the main ones that I'd like to share with you today. So the first thing is that it balances your masculine and feminine energies within you. Regardless of your sex, we all have masculine and feminine within us. I will be doing a video on this later on, but most of us are in this world with mainly masculine energy. Most of the energies that are operating on the planet from a Western point of view are masculine, yes, and we're going through a huge rebalancing where the feminine is needing to come in, not to be dominating, but to bring the masculine and the feminine into balance. And that is something that nature and Andean medicine do so beautifully, is that they balance our masculine and our feminine. Number two, as we step onto this path of following the Andean medicine path and getting to know nature, we begin to journey from the head to the heart. Yes, most of us live our world up here in our thoughts, in our ego, our negative conditionings of the ego, and yes, our heart kind of gets drowned out by everything that goes on around us. And nature returns us to our hearts. Doesn't mean we lose touch here, it means it comes back into balance, but getting in touch with our hearts again is vital so that we are in touch with all the parts of who we are. And nature does this naturally when we know how to engage with her. Number three, when we go on this path, we begin to open all our senses. Now, in the Western world, we are very aware that we've got 5 senses, right? That smell, touch, hearing, etc., and of course, intuition is a very strong sense. However, on this path, you will discover at least 13. Yes, we have a lot more senses than what our Western world has taught us about. And as we travel, these other senses start to open up and we start to experience the world through many eyes, not just the 5 senses that we know. It's really, really beautiful to watch. The next thing is that as we travel on this path, number 4, is that we discover a heart-centered way of living. It's so part of nature to be heart-centered, to be in a place of love, to share love, to receive love. It is the core of everything that nature is about and the Andean medicine is about. Yes, and as we engage, it becomes natural to us that we start living a more heart-centered way of living. It's very, very meaningful and grounding and bringing us back to the real values of human life. Number 5, yes, working with nature and Andean medicine helps us to release huge emotional and mental baggage. Any heaviness that you have been carrying from anywhere, in your past, in your present, nature helps us to release it. Yes? And as we release it, we grow from it. But number 5 is all about you can release your baggage, your heaviness, your kucha, we call it in Andean medicine, It gives us tools to release and do it in beneficial ways to nature. So a very, very vital part of the Andean medicine path. Yes? Number 6, it raises consciousness. You know, as you release all this heaviness, it means that your consciousness can start to rise. Yes? It means that your frequency starts to get finer and finer and finer while you remain grounded. Yes? So it raises consciousness. Yes? So it really connects us to a path of soul living. All right. Number 7, when we connect with Andean medicine and start practicing, what we start to discover is our real, authentic connection with nature. Yes? We become one with the natural cosmos that's around us. Yes? Everything, no matter if it's the stars, if it's the animals, if it's the earth, we start to feel at one with it. We find our home again. We are not separate from it. We become one with it. Very delicious. Yes? Where were we? Number 8. Yes? As we release and we raise consciousness and we start to see life from a much higher perspective while we're grounded, we start to take life a lot lighter. We're not so overwhelmed. Yes? Especially during COVID, but even outside of COVID, right? There is so much shifting and changing and processing and clearing and angst out there because of what's going on in the world, yes? And because we have ways to engage and release this from ourselves, we can take life a lot lighter. Yes, we have a spring in our step again. It returns us to the heart. So we can take life a lot lighter and not be overwhelmed, is number 8. Okay, number 9. Number 9 is that as we begin to engage, we start to build a relationship with Pachamama. Yes? Excuse me. Sneeze on the truth, as they say. Yes, we build a relationship with the earth. We build a relationship with Pachamama. Yes? Which means that we have support. It is so beautiful. We become one with Pachamama and the nature family on all levels. And when we have this connection, we have a lot of support. And what happens? Our needs are met. Yes? And I mean, our emotional needs get met. Yes? Our spiritual needs get met. Our physical things start to manifest. Clients, participants, and students will often say to me, oh my goodness, I've been doing these practices with Pachamama and a job offer just came to me, or the money came when I needed it, or I didn't even know I was looking for XYZ and it just came. It's like nature can just hear me and she's meeting my needs. It is very, very powerful. Our needs are met through this path of working with nature. Okay. Number 10. Number 10 is that we discover deep soul patterns. So we start to go into more spiritual realms, and I'm not talking about being ungrounded and airy-fairy and out there. No. I'm talking about knowing what we've come to this planet to learn. Yes? What are our soul patterns? They start to come forward because they're not being overwhelmed by all our baggage that we've been carrying in everyday life. Yes? So we start to see the underlying unconscious soul patterns that are needing to be healed. Yes? There are very, very specific animal archetypes in nature that help us to bring these forward so that we can work on them and we can start to release them. And so the healing that happens is not just physical in the body or emotional or mental. It means that the healing comes from a very, very deep place within us. All right, let's take that in for a moment. Okay, number 11. All right, it opens up our senses and our connections to our higher self. Yes, there is a part of us, we all have a different name for that, right? Some of us will call that our higher self, some people will call it the soul. That voice that comes through our hearts we can hear, because we've taken out all the white noise that has been overwhelming and blocking us and just been in the way. It opens it up and we can start to hear our hearts. Yes, we start to hear our guidance from within us, from our own higher self, from our own souls. Yes, so it is incredibly empowering. Which brings me to number 12. Probably the most important point out of the entire list. Number 12, as you work with nature, as you work with Andean medicine, it starts to open up your power. Yes, your capacities that you don't even know you've got. Yes, we are so unconscious of these in the Western world. And I'm not talking about force, I'm talking about power, a feminine power that comes from within us. Yes, the power of using our voice. Our voice may be soft, but it holds power in it. Yes, we can hear where we need to go in life. That is powerful. We don't have to look out there for the answer. We can listen here. It returns us to our power within us. And so, of course, not only for myself, but of course my students, the pakos, the participants that are in my workshops, their lives start to transform hugely. It is such a rich part, and I hope that you will come and join me for a despacho, for a workshop, for some rites, for an experience. So Pachamama, so nature and the Andean medicine can open the door and show you the way through. So my name is Karen Weinman, this is Andean Medicine. If you want to know more about the website, details are below, it's miskiani.com. And be in touch, I'm on social media, come and engage. And if you have any questions, please ask below because I will respond. Take care and chat soon. Bye.